Welcome to Techie Creators. In this video, you will learn all type of constraints. There are many constraints in SQL. We will see one by one. First, what are constraints? Constraints are used to specify rules for the data in a table. It is used to limit the type of data that can go into a table to maintain accuracy and integrity of data inside the table. Basically, it is a rules only. Now we will see constraints practically one by one. First we will see not null constraint. What is not null constraint? Not null constraint enforces a column to not accept null values. For example, if you create a table with not null constraint, it means you cannot add null value in a column. That column should be not null. Every time when you insert a row or update a row, you have to give value. Let's see practically. I am creating a table here with not null constraint. Create table, imp creators, id int not null, comma name, its data type that is varchar, its size I am giving 20 here, not null, comma age, data type integer, bracket close, then semicolon. Table created. Let me insert some data into the table. I am giving the values in id and age column only. Let's see what happens. You can see there is an error. You cannot insert null value in the name column. It is giving an error because I have created name column with not null constraint. Not null constraint specifies that you should give value every time you insert or update a row. Again, I am inserting another row and I am giving the value in id and name column. Here I have not given any value in age column. Let's see what happens. You can see one row inserted. Let me fetch the data from the table. You can see we can give null value in the age column, but we cannot give null value in id and name column because of not null constraint. Next, we will see unique key constraint. What is unique key constraint? Unique constraint ensures that all the value in a column are different. Unique key is a set of one or more than one column of a table that uniquely identify a row in a table. Let's see practically. Let me create a table with unique key constraint. Create table, table name. In the brackets, I am taking three columns: id int unique, comma name, its data type that is varchar, and its size I am giving 20, age int bracket close and then semicolon. You can see table created. Let me insert some data into it. You can see one row inserted. Let me fetch the data. You can see one row inserted successfully. Let me insert another row with same ID. Let's see what happens. You can see it is giving an error, unique constraint violated. It means you cannot insert same ID in a table because of unique key constraint. You have to give different value in ID. Let me insert another row. I am giving the value 2 here. You can see one row inserted. You can insert different value, but you cannot insert same value because unique key constraint specifies that each row should be unique. Next we will see primary key constraint. Primary key constraint uniquely identify each row in a table. Primary key must contain unique values and it does not accept null values. A table can have only one primary key. Let's see practically. Let me create a table with two columns, ID and name. I have created primary key in column ID. Table created. Let me insert some data into it. Insert into table name. I am inserting the value only in name column. Let's see what happens. Now run this. You can see there is an error, that is you cannot insert null value into ID. Let me insert another row with all the column values. Now you can see one row inserted. Let me fetch the data from the table. You can see one row inserted. Now again I am inserting the same row. It is giving an error, that is unique constraint violated. It means you cannot insert duplicate value in a column because I have created a primary key in a column ID. So primary key constraint automatically has a unique constraint. It means all the values in a ID column should be unique. From this example, you can see if you create a primary key in a table, you cannot insert null value and all the values in a column should be unique. Next, we will see foreign key constraint. A foreign key is a key used to link two tables together. Foreign key is a column or a collection of columns in one table that refers to primary key in another table. For example, when we want to build relationship between two tables, we use this concept primary key and foreign key. We will see practically how we can create this. First, we will create two tables, that is customer table and second is orders table. In customer table there is three field, that is customer ID, name, address, and customer ID is a primary key. In second table, orders table, there are three fields, order ID, amount and CID. CID is a customer ID that is same in customer table. Here order ID is a primary key and CID is a foreign key that points to primary key in another table. Customer table is a parent table and orders table is a child table. There are conditions to build relationship between two tables. That is, parent table should contain primary key and child table should contain foreign key. And in customer table there is customer ID and in orders table there is CID that should be of same data type. Same type of value we can insert into this, and we cannot insert the value in CID in a child table that is not available in customer ID in the customer table. So now we will see practically. We will create table that is customer table. Customer ID is a primary key here. Customer table created. Now we will create second table, that is orders table. You can see in customer table there should be primary key, and orders table there should be a foreign key. Now we will create orders table. Order ID is a primary key here. There are more two fields, that is amount and CID. CID should be of same data type that is in customer table, that is customer ID. We use int here. Now we will create foreign key. Write foreign key. In which column we have to create foreign key, that is CID. That points to primary key in another table, references. Primary key is customer ID here. In the customer table, table name, and in the brackets column name, that is customer ID, and then semicolon. You can see orders table created. Now we will insert some data into it. I am inserting data into the customer table. One row inserted. In the same way, I will insert two more rows. After inserting 3 rows in the customer table, now I will fetch the data from the customer table. Select star from customer. You can see there are 3 rows. Customer ID is a primary key here. Now I am inserting a row in the orders table. There one is order ID and 2477 is amount, and you can insert the value in CID if it is available in the customer ID in the customer table. You can see 101 is available in the parent table, then only you can insert in the child table. Now we will run this. You can see one row inserted. In the same way, we will insert 2 more rows. Now 102 is available in customer table in the customer ID, so we can insert into the child table. I have inserted 3 rows into the orders table. Now we will fetch the data from the orders table. You can see there are 3 rows present in the orders table. Again, I am inserting another row into the orders table. You can see 104 is available in customer table or not. It is not. I am inserting the value 104 in the CID. Now we will see what happens. You can see there is an error, integrity constraint violated, parent key not found. CID is a reference ID here. It should be in the parent table, only then it is acceptable in the child table. You can see 104 is an unreferenced value because 104 is not available in the parent table, so you cannot insert 104 into the child table. That is how we build the relationship between two tables using primary key and foreign key concept. Next, we will see check constraint. Check constraint is used to limit the value range that can go into a table. The check constraint enables a condition to check the value being entered into a record. There is a condition with check. If it is true, record can be inserted. If it false, Records cannot be inserted because it violates the constraint. We will see practically. I am creating a table here with check constraint. Create table adult id int name varchar and its size age data type int. I want to add constraint in the age column, that is check constraint. Check, then condition. It will check if age is equal to 18 or greater than 18 or not. There is a condition age greater than or equal to 18 and then bracket close semicolon. You can see table created. It checks that if the age is equal to or greater than 18 or not. If it is true, the row can be inserted. If it false, row cannot be inserted. Let me insert some rows into it. I am inserting the value 20 in the age column. You can see one row inserted. Now I am inserting another row. I am inserting the value 17 in the age column. Now we will see what happens. You can see check constraint violated. It gives an error because 17 is less than 18. It check condition basically check that if the condition is true or false. If the condition is true, only then row can be inserted. If the condition is false, the rows cannot be inserted. 17 is a value that is less than 18 and the condition here does not allow this row enter into this table. Only those rows can be inserted into this table if the age value is greater than or equal to 18. That is how check constraint works. Next, we will see default constraint. Default constraint is used to provide a default value for a column. The default value will be added to all new rows if no other value is specified. Now we will see practically. I am creating a table with default constraint. Create table, table name, id int, name varchar, its size 20, and then city varchar, its size 20, and I want to add default constraint in city column, default, and then in the column you have to give default value and then bracket close semicolon. We will run this. You can see table created. Now I am inserting new row into this table. I have given all the values in all the columns. One row inserted. Let me fetch the data from this table. Select star from person. You can see one row inserted and in the city column the value is Delhi here because I have given Delhi value. Now I am inserting another row. Here I have given values in two columns only, ID and name. One row inserted. Let me fetch the data from this table. You can see I have not given any value in second row in city column, but it is showing Chandigarh because I have created default constraint in city column. It means if we do not give any value in the particular column in which we have created default constraint, by default it takes default value. That is how default constraint works. Now we will see how to add and drop constraint on an existing table. We use alter command to add and drop constraint. Let's see practically. There is a table that is already created and have some data. Let me fetch the data from this. The table is imp. So we will see there is any constraint in this table or not. You can see there is no constraint available in that table. Let me add one constraint into this table. Alter table, table name, add constraint, constraint name, like I am adding primary key, then constraint name I am taking pk imp, and then primary key, in which column I have to add primary key, that is employee number, and then bracket close semicolon. You can see table altered. It means primary key has added into this table now. Now we will see. You can see there is a constraint pk employee, that is the primary key constraint I have now added into this table. Now in the similar manner we can also add another constraint. Alter table, table name, add constraint, constraint name, check, and in the bracket I have to give condition, like I am creating check constraint here, that is salary is greater than 1000. Only those rows will be inserted into this table whose salary is greater than 1000. Let me see the table. You can see there is a constraint, that is check underscore employee, that I have created now. In this manner you can create any constraint on an existing table. Now I am dropping the constraint. Syntax is alter table, table name, drop constraint and constraint name. You can see table altered. Let me check. You can see there is no primary key constraint here because I have dropped the constraint. That is how you can add or drop constraint on an existing table. In this video, you have seen all types of constraints. Thanks for watching.